Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a GW Tiger P. It's the Tier 8 German SPG. It's located on the west spawn of Sand River and it's under the command of Alehoh. Now he's got the 21cm gun, and the reason I know that is there's no muzzle brake at the end of his barrel. And that means he's capable of doing 1100 alpha and penetrating 53mm of armor, and it's got a burst radius of 12 meters. But he also has a rather long reload time, 35.08 seconds. And he's backed it up right against the edge of the map to start shooting at the enemy. Now he hasn't moved very far from his spawn point, but this is rather slow Arty, I'm afraid. It's almost like a slug in the way it moves around the battlefield, yes. It's not a very nice description of it, but it is incredibly slow. And he's dialing in on the FV4202. He fires around in, bit late, but I think he hit the tank behind the FV4202 because we didn't see an explosion. But then Alehoh did pull away just after the shell reached its destination, and we didn't get to see if it was a blind hit or not. Okay, so he's moving position. Ideally, you would actually then, after each shot, take a new position to avoid counter battery. And it looks to me like he's going north of the riverbed, but it is quite dangerous on this game to actually take a position over this side, mainly because if the enemy come over the north, and they make it in this direction, then he could come a cropper. And again, he's done it again. He's fired and not let us see what happens to the shell. And as we've said before in other replays, if you do that, we will effectively give you a warning saying if you keep doing it, then we won't show your replays because there's nothing to see. All you're seeing is the tank firing its gun and no damage coming back in. You're not even seeing if the shell got close to the target. All we're seeing is you firing. And of course it's important to see if you hit something to know if you actually got a blind hit. See if there was something there. Okay, a couple of enemy tanks down in that dip. And I think they just killed one of our tanks. I think that's a T-44. He's aiming at an UDES. And he fires the round in almost, well, a bit of a snapshot, you might say. And then he's off moving. At least we got to see what happened to that shot. It wasn't very well aimed. He didn't dial in on target, and he didn't have a certain target to shoot at before he fired. Now he's now looking towards the south. There's an IS-22 and that FV4202. And I think he's decided he's going to go for the FV4202. Okay, he's dialing in. He's ready to go. He's just going to put it over the edge, and that's better. And a good hit. 517 hit points. He let us see that shot go in. Now, a non-penetrating shot would do half of the 1100 hit points. That's 550. So for him to get 517, that's a low roll non-penetrating shot. Unfortunately, we just lost our teammate there. That was the Renegade. At least I think it was. Next shot is aimed at the IS-22 and the FV4202. Rounds out. Direct hit onto the IS-22. It was a very good shot. 508, which again is a low roll. But it stunned both that tank and the FV4202 and the AMX M449 Liberté that was nearby, because they're all showing stun. And you can see there's an enemy LT432 hovering at the bottom there, lighting up that TS5 and the other tanks that are up on that height. This is not a very good position for him to be in, but he gets a lovely shot into the M449 Liberté, and he set him alight. Now, we didn't see him set it alight, we just saw the hit. But that means he has now got 1,637 hit points of damage. But if he had actually gone south to help the teammates that were defending in the south, I think he probably would have ended up dead by now. So coming to the north end was probably the smart move on this case. I know a lot of people would say no, because the enemy might come over the north. The east spawn tanks tend to have an advantage in the north, but oh, another great shot, and that one was on the LT432. He tapped him for 511 hit points, and that's most of his health gone just like that. So he's having a good game here. Quite apart from not seeing what happened to the first few shots, he's now getting these shots to hit the target and doing a lot of damage. He could probably take that FV4202 out, but instead he's been killed by our LT432, so he's now going after either the M449 Liberté. He fires a snap in that direction, and he got him! Yeah, he's got his first kill. That was a good shot. It was almost a blind shot. Well, it was a blind shot because he couldn't see the Liberté. Our guys have pulled back to the other side of the hill. And now we know that there's an IS-22 there, but that's only because our teammates in the LT432 and the ELC 790 are north of the riverbank can see the IS-22 from where they're sitting. So they know he's there. He's actually a splash kill, but let's see if Alehoh can get a shot into him. Rounds out, goes for it. Now we don't know what happened to that shell because he wasn't watching when it landed. What we do know is the IS-22 did get killed, but he got killed by the Indian Panzer instead. There he is. It says, "I'm mad." The Indian Panzer. Well, you might very well be for playing this game. SU-130PM. Now, those tank destroyers are very, very thin armoured. So, if you hit them with a round, you're more than likely going to do a lot of damage. Okay, he's dialed in, but that SU-130PM is in the vicinity. Rounds out. A big splash for 432, and the SU-130PM's killed a moment later by the LT-432. But surprisingly, we're losing the game at the moment. We're one tank down on the enemy. I suppose you could say to our advantage is we have the north bank of the river and the enemy doesn't. And of course, they've got less hit points than us, and that's the more important thing. And the reason I can tell that is because I've got a bar at the top which tells me our team's got 3,408 and the enemy 3,420 at the moment. Well, we were above them. We've now lost some health. Okay, there's one of the enemy tanks in sight, a T95E2, but he's going for the ELC 790, or rather the Steve 90 as we're now calling that little machine, because of the exploits of Steve Wulst, a man who seems to find any twig to one of those to hide in. Oh, nice kill. He's ecstatic about that one. He liked that kill. That was a good kill. That was an exceptional kill, actually. But he is now in a bit of danger, actually, because that T95E2 has come up into the north end of the map, and there's an UDES on the way up there as well. And the only thing he's got defending him at the moment is that Progetto. So he might need to retreat back towards his cap area if that E2 gets any closer. Okay, he's loaded. Can he kill this guy? Line him up. Fires the round in. Oh, the Progetto saves him, kills the E2. Unfortunately, here comes the UDES. And unfortunately, again, Aleho's not loaded. And the Progetto is taking a bit of a battering. Who's going to fire first? Oh, it's the UDES. Oh, that's not good. Let's hope the UDES turns around and goes back down to his own cap area. No, he's coming this direction, which could prove very, very dicey for Alehoh. He's firing a blind shot in. Oh, he killed him! He got the kill. He's ecstatic about that as well. A blind kill on a medium tank. He managed to predict where the guy would go. He fired the round in with low hit points on that UDES. He took the splash, and expired, and that was the end of the game because the other guys have killed the enemy GW Tiger P. So what an explosive end. 2 blind kills in the end. Well, 2 blind kills. Well, one definite blind kill in that game. And the ELC kill, which was a very good one. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's a first-class tanker for Alehoh in the GW Tiger P, but he got his first mark of excellence from that game, and congratulations for getting his mark. He's got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 19, a Gore's medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle, and a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall. And his win 8 from the battle was 7,205, which is Super Unicum standard. So let's have a look at the team score. 3,902 hit points. The only player to get over 3,000 hit points in total. And the next high scorer was the M40M43 on the enemy team with 2,494 hit points, followed by the LT432 on his own team with 2,355 hit points. That guy got a Piscucci's and a Top Gun. And he can also note that the FV207 on his own team got a Confederate but didn't survive, and the TS5 also got a Spartan and Steel Wall, and he did survive the battle. When it came to kills, it was the LT432 did the best. He got 6 kills, 3 kills for the GW Tiger P of Alehoh, 2 kills for the Progetto and the Indian Panzer, and there's only 2 other members of his team who actually got kills. There was only 6, is it 6 or 7? 7 members? No, it's actually a lot of, it's more than 7. It's actually 11 members of the enemy team managed to get a single kill each. Not one of them managed to get more than 1 kill. So that's pretty good as well, that the enemy team were, I wouldn't say a bunch of muppets, but they certainly didn't do that well compared to some really good players on his team, including Alehoh and, of course, his LT432. And when it came to base XP, it's the LT432 did the best with 1,310, then came Alehoh with 1,062, and those are the only 2 players who managed to get over 1,000 base XP, and probably because the LT432 was spotting. Yes, he was, 2,313 spotting for him, and of course Alehoh managed to get some stun assist. If we look at detail report, Alehoh fired 13 rounds, got 6 direct hits, no penetration but 12 splash. Damage of 3,902 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 3, and did 168 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 48,554 credits, and after resupply of ammunition and consumables, took away 1,514 credits profit. Not very much, but it is a profit. He also picked up 6 bonds for the medals, and 1,593 XP, and the same again from personal reserves, so he took away 3,186 experience points altogether. So a pretty good game there for Alehoh. He's got his first mark, he's on his way to his second one, and well, he got some nice shots in there, and I'm pretty sure he was very excited about some of them, especially that ELC hit. That was exceptional. The guy was rocking backwards and forward on that ridgeline, but he fired it in, and he got him square on and blew him away. Very good shot that was. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel please, and thank you for watching.